following podcast is recorded and produced by Emerge, a media creators co-op, in affiliation with the network at bicbp-radio.com.
When health becomes wealth is the slaying of the United Healthcare CEO by Luigi Mangione. Is he a monster, a martyr, a modern-day Robin Hood, the Ivy League assassin? Are these the names of a cold-blooded killer?
What up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Get and Loser. We're starting a podcast.
Yes.
You know the name, you know the voice, and now you get to see the face. It's your boy, Cheetah.
It's your boy Yoder.
Yes, sir. First day in the new studio. We're very excited. Want to give a shout out to our new behind-the-scenes guy, Mr. Rich Moranto, for welcoming us.
Yes.
Very excited to be here. Got a little upgrade for the content, which is going to be nice. Going to start uploading on YouTube now, too, along with Spotify episodes, which will be pretty cool. I'm very excited about that.
Yes, moving on up.
Yeah, it's a nice step up. Obviously, we're missing someone today.
Yeah.
In normal Chop fashion, at the last second, he's,
Ditched us.
Yeah, he has to work all of a sudden, so it's just me and Yoder today. But I think we got a pretty good episode planned for him, pretty good episode for the new studio, I think. Nice little,
Mm-hmm.
I'm very excited, so yeah. But, before we get into all that, like we always do, Yoder, how was your New Year's Eve?
It was good. It was quiet.
It's good.
Unlike what happened in New Orleans and Las Vegas and New York City.
Yeah.
It's sad that you can't celebrate without...
Yeah. I was telling the girls at work, everybody was talking about, 2025 be good to us. 2025 is like, psych? That's terrible, man.
Pull the old rug out.
Yeah, it is. It's very unfortunate that, especially in a place like New Orleans, like that's known for like New Year's Eve, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And to now think like you can't even go there and celebrate a new year coming in without fearing for your life.
Right.
Yeah, it's crazy. Obviously, like I was telling these guys before we got on the air, don't, take anything I say with a grain of salt, because I get most of my sources come from Twitter, and they're not always very reliable. But first conspiracy I've heard so far about all this kind of stuff is that the guy that ran the people over in New Orleans, and then the guy who blew up the Tesla or whatever outside of Trump's Tower in Las Vegas, apparently they both attended the same military base. Like I said again, I'm not sure how true that is. Take it with a grain of salt, but because like I said, most of my sources all come from Twitter, so
right.
And they're also the same people that tell me aliens walk among us every day. So, they might be a little nuts, but you know me, I'm always a fan of a nice conspiracy. So, but regardless of that, it's still terrible. It's still a terrible thing that happened.
Yes.
I know. I think it was yesterday. Yeah, I think it was yesterday. They started releasing some of the names of the people that were killed in New Orleans. I think. I didn't see all of them. I seen one. I think one of them was like a college football star, I believe. Like a QB, I think it might have been. Maybe. And then I did see another one was a lady who had just moved to I think she just moved to New Orleans. She just bought an apartment with her 2-year-old son.
Wow.
Yeah, it's rough, man. It's terrible. Unfortunately, we still live in a world where hate exists.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can do about it, but... like I always say, best thing you could do is, lead with love, always.
This is true.
But But yeah, I'm glad you're new. I'm glad you're in a nice New Year's, nice and quiet. That's good. I feel like when you start to get older, nice and quiet New Year's are like the best.
Yes.
You know, you don't have to worry about nothing.
No, I've been to downtown. I've been to the bars. Getting home at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, I've been there too. No thanks, not anymore. There's some New Year's Eves where I don't even remember. I like thank the Lord above today that I made it home alive because it was bad. Yeah, it was bad. That's why I tell people all the time, like with my buddies, because I got like buddies that are like a lot younger. Like my best friend's like 25. So when I was going out to the clubs and partying and all that stuff, he wasn't, you know what I mean? He wasn't old enough to do any of that. So he wants to do all that now, and I'm like, bro, I did all that. I got all that out of my system. I'm in old man mode now. You know, like I like to stay home, watch TV, you know?
Right.
I like to be in bed by 10 o'clock, you know? I did all my partying. So, yeah, so my New Year's Eve, I spent it with my family. I got to see my aunt for a little bit, which was nice. Got to make her laugh a little bit, which is always fun. And then I was in bed by like 10:30. It was wonderful. I texted my cousin Helena, who's home from college. I think she goes back tomorrow. I texted her at like 10 o'clock, and I'm like, hey, Happy New Year. Be safe. I'm going to be in bed before midnight. So it was a nice change of pace for sure. But, yeah, man. So what do you say, Yoder? You want to get into this?
Yeah.
Why don't you tell the people what we're going to be talking about today?
We're going to talk about Luigi.
Luigi.
And I don't mean for Mario Karts either, unfortunately.
Yeah. This one's a very evil Luigi. Oh, excuse me. All right, over. Little technical difficulties.
Yeah,
You'll be
getting
right.
used to the new set.
Yeah, we'll get used to it. You'll be all right.
Not used to. I used to have headphones.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all right.
Yeah. So, Luigi Nicholas Mangione was born January 6, 1998. He is the American man who was identified as the person of interest and later a suspect in the killing of Brian Thompson, the United Health CEO. Mangione was arrested and arraigned in Altoona, Pennsylvania on December 9th, 2024. After waiving extradition in Pennsylvania, he appeared in federal court in New York City on December 19th. On December 23rd, wow, what a Christmas, huh? Mangione was arraigned in New York's Supreme Court and pleaded not guilty to his state of charges. Mangione has been indicted on 11 state charges and faces 4 federal charges. These include first-degree murder, murder in for the instance of terrorism, criminal possession of a weapon, and stalking. The federal murder of from a firearm makes him eligible for the death penalty.
You know what's crazy too is like, it's just like crazy to like hear all of his charges and like all of that like big name stuff, and then they're like, you know what, we're just gonna throw stalking in there too. Yeah. Why not? You know, I'm like, what, dude? This dude's got murder charges, and you're worried about adding stalking to it? I feel like that's kind of like the least of your worries. That's crazy though. It's crazy shit, man.
Yes, and since his arrest, he has received support online, and a lot of people are celebrating his accomplishments.
Yeah, this kind of stuff is always so weird to me, like when stuff like this happens, because like it always reminds me of like, kind of like Ted Bundy. Remember, like when, well, you know, you remember like, obviously I hear it from like, just like videos and articles I've read, because anybody who knows me from the pod or whatever knows that, you know, I'm a big fan of like serial killers, stuff like that. But it reminds me a lot of like the Ted Bundy story, like, you know, how women became like obsessed with him. They like thought him like a sexual icon, and it's like the dude's a murderer, bro. What are you talking about? What are we doing here?
Right.
I mean, I know there's some, I know everybody's in their own fetish and whatnot, but I think being, in love with a murderer might be taken a little bit too far.
Right.
But yeah, it's very interesting to me to see like the discourse online about like people like flagging him like they're like, oh, he's a hero,
Right.
like he's our idol, and I'm like, oh, okay, well, that might be a little much in my opinion.
What's I guess different. Obviously, he's young. He was smart. He went to Ivy League school. He went to Penn. At the time of or just before the murder, he was living in Hawaii.
Yeah, I was gonna say when I was reading up on him, I seen one of the things I seen was that he was a big part of the surfing community.
Right. Well, that's where his downfall. He was injured.
Okay.
And.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
So I guess he had chronic back pain.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if he was taking opiates, but the back pain had led to him coming back to the mainland. They have, like I said, he was gaining popularity. A lot of colleges are split 60-60 or 60-40 in favor of what he did. Because unfortunately, nobody likes health insurance.
I mean, don't get me... I feel like the one thing I have to preface immediately, because I know people are going to watch this and take this the wrong way, I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm in favor of what, these big, like, like these health insurance companies do, because I agree that healthcare in America is terrible. I agree that it probably could be a lot better than it is, but that doesn't mean I condone murdering somebody either.
Correct.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, I feel like I can understand if you're like in this situation where like you've tried to fight back against the system somehow and nothing works and you feel like that's your only option. But I mean, I feel like you can't just blame it on like, oh, I'm doing this because the healthcare system's bad. Like if you can go out and just shoot somebody, that's not just because of the healthcare system. That's because you got something wrong with you.
Correct.
In my opinion. I mean, obviously everyone's opinions are going to differ, but that's just how I see it.
It's broken and it needs to be fixed.
Yeah. But it's not going to get fixed by killing somebody.
Taking out people.
Yeah, that's just going to make it worse. Yeah.
Right.
You can't fix, more violence doesn't breed, change. It's just going to breed more violence.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because now there's people on like Twitter and stuff like that now like making jokes like, oh, okay, which healthcare CEO are we going to target next? Like, okay, you know what I mean? Like that's, that's not fair. We shouldn't be doing shit like that.
No.
And I obviously, like I said, I don't condone murder on any, in any sense. I mean, I believe there's probably people out there that, probably don't deserve to be walking around, but that's not for us to decide. You know what I mean? That's like some vigilante type shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you want something like that done, why don't you convince one of these young billionaires to become the new Batman or something? Then you know what I mean?
Right.
He ain't gonna kill him. He's just gonna beat the shit out of him.
Right. Or kick ass.
Yeah. Oh, kick ass, even better.
Right.
I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna become the new kick ass. Start sending me all your stuff. I'll link my email.
Right.
To my new kick ass account. So you can come. You can send me all your info. I'll come beat up your, abusive boyfriends and whatnot.
Or girlfriends.
Yeah. I want to change my name to Ass Kicker so I can't get in trouble. I don't want to get sued.
Right,
for
we
the
don't want
comic
that.
books, But another thing, too, about this guy that I found that I thought was very interesting. Well, not like interesting, but you know what I mean. Like, it was like, okay, this dude is like, he's got some stuff wrong with him, maybe. Like when they said that when they found the shell casings, he had wrote on them. And they said, like, deny, defend, depose. Like, dude, what is that, bro? What the fuck is that?
Right.
Like, my man had a whole motto and stuff. That's pretty crazy.
He was walking around at the manifesto from the Unabomber.
Oh yeah, I did see that too. I seen that he had rated the Unabomber's manifesto like 4 stars or something.
Yeah.
First of all, I didn't even know you could rate manifestos.
I didn't know that was a thing either.
Yeah, that's weird. That's like a different side of the internet, I think. Like, I've heard of like rating movies and like video games and stuff, but you could rate manifestos? I don't know, man. It's pretty dark if you ask me.
Yeah.
But hey, man, you never know. I guess something for everybody.
Yep.
This guy doesn't. From what I could tell, he's not like a poor dude either, right? He comes from a very
wealthy.
Yeah, he comes from a very wealthy family.
Yes.
I think that's another reason why a lot of people are getting behind him and calling him a hero. Like, oh, he gave up his life of like wealth to do this for us. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I still, like I said, I still think going out in the middle of the street and just shooting somebody in the back of the head
because
it's a little nuts.
he gets to live. Now, obviously, Brian is dead, and Brian had a family of his own as well. He was a father of 2. Now you have children that don't have their father.
Yeah, that was one of the biggest things for me too. Is like at the end of the day, regardless of how you feel about the guy and like his business or whatever, he's still dad. You know what I mean? He still had kids,
right?
And now those kids don't have to grow up without their dad. You know what I mean? That's like it's a double-edged sword. You know what I mean? Nobody's gonna win in that situation. Nobody wins.
Right.
So
when.
Yeah, I'm seeing here that like the guy's grandparents, Nicholas and Mary Mangione, were real estate developers who purchased the Turf Valley Country Club in 1978 and Hayfields Country Club in Hunt Valley in 1986. Shortly after Luigi was charged, his cousin, Republican state lawmaker Nino Mangione, released a statement saying the family was shocked and devastated. We offer our prayers to the family of Brian Thompson, and we ask people to pray for all involved, the statement said. Thomas Manorick, a defense attorney who knows the members of the family, told the BBC of his shock at the charges. You wouldn't think someone of privilege or means from a family that's known for doing so much for the community would do something like this. Yeah, this guy attended a private all-boys school in Baltimore. He was a valedictorian.
Right.
Like, I don't get it. What happened? Speaking of the BBC's U.S. partner CBS News, one of his classmates said Mr. Mangione didn't have any enemies and was a valedictorian for a reason. There's got to be something else going on there. Like, there's got to be some kind of like deep-rooted problem with him or something. You know what I mean?
Right. I don't know if when he was injured, he figured that they could make him whole again.
Maybe.
I mean, just.
Or maybe it's like you said. Maybe he secretly had like a drug problem or something. Maybe he was like secretly addicted to painkillers or something.
Right. I know that's what the guy from Jackass.
Steve-O?
No.
Johnny Knoxville?
No, he's not. He killed himself.
Oh, Ryan Dunn?
Ryan Dunn.
Yeah.
And he fell off in one of the skits, he fell off the horse.
Yeah.
And
got back.
That's what fucked him up. And then he started taking opiates, and that's what really fucked him up.
If Chop was here right now, he would immediately interject right now and say, "Oh, Ryan Dunn died on my birthday." I had to put that in just for him because I knew if he was here, he would say it.
There was rumors that he was from around here too, wasn't he?
Who, Ryan Dunn?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I thought I heard rumors that he was from.
Hey, real funny story, off the topic, kind of real quick. Did I ever tell you I snuck into Bam Margera's backyard when I was a kid? Yeah, when he was living at Castle Bam. My
How did you get the?
this kid that I used to be friends with, John, his mom, the three of us were like obsessed with Viva La Bam. We'd watch it literally all the time. And we were like, we all joked about like, oh, it's not that far away. It's only in Pennsylvania. Like, we got to plan a trip out there to go find Castle Bam. Well, the one day, it was like during summer, I came over one day and she was like, hey, guess what? She's like, we're planning a trip. We're going to leave this weekend. We're going to go find. And I'm like, oh, okay, whatever.
Right.
Like, I didn't believe it, but she like went and asked my mom for permission to take me, which I don't know why. I'm not sure why my mom said yes. I think she was just, probably because she knew I'd be crushed if I couldn't go. But yeah, I mean, this lady was kind of crazy, but that's beside the point. She like bought me and her son like 3 packs of cigarettes. I was only probably like 18, probably.
Oh, she was the cool mom.
Yeah. So we went there. We found the house. We tried to ring the doorbell. We tried to do the right thing, tried to be respectful. But somebody in town said that they were gone. I think they were filming one of the Jackass movies at the time.
Also, I can picture his father coming to the door.
Right? That's what we were hoping for. We were like, yo, somebody's got to come, right? Somebody's going to answer.
His poor father, the parents, and
yeah, that poor guy. He got the butt end of it.
I met all of them at the casino.
Really?
Yeah, Bam, Johnny, Steve-O.
That's awesome.
They all showed up at the lobby entrance.
Yeah.
I was dead, and I look up and I'm like, thinking to myself, is that Bam? Steve-O? Johnny? Here? What? I'm like, there was no show going on, so I'm like, what's going on? And they were on their way to another show, I believe, in Syracuse, because it was Bam's show.
Oh, okay.
With Viva.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, it was pretty cool.
It was pretty cool. I got their autograph.
Yeah, when we were there, we were like in his bushes in his backyard. We talked to one of his neighbors who told us it was hell living behind him.
I bet.
And then we seen Don Vito in the backyard walking around. And then we seen his buddy Rab himself. And then we left because, we didn't want to get arrested. But yeah, it was badass. I had pictures from there too, and the lady never gave them to me because me and her son stopped being friends. And now whenever I tell that story, nobody ever believes me because I don't have proof. But I'm telling you, Yoder, look at me. That happened, okay?
I believe you.
You better, because it happened. I was there.
We were there.
Okay, man.
Yeah, pictures that no one can see.
Exactly. You can't see them, but they're here. They're in my head. Okay?
That was before a cell phone, so.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, before everybody had one.
Exactly. Yeah, it was a good time, though. Fun time. Just made me think of it. I had to say that real quick. But yeah, back to this guy, man. Everybody describes him as super normal. They said he's very smart.
Yes.
They said he was a graduate from the University of Pennsylvania, where he earned a bachelor's and master's degree in computer science, and founded a video game development club.
Yeah, they had a app on the Apple.
Really?
And Google.
I didn't know that.
It didn't last too long, but.
Hey man.
But still,
they still had an app.
I think they were only in high school at the time.
Really?
It was before college.
Damn. Doing better than me. I don't have an app.
Yeah, me neither.
Damn, that's crazy. Yeah, one of his friends who attended the Ivy League college same time as him said he's super normal, smart person. They said he was employed as a data engineer for TrueCar, a digital retailing website for new and used cars. According to his social media profiles, a company spokesman told BBC that he had not worked there since 2023. They said he also spent time co-living in Hawaii in a surfing community in Hawaii called Surf Break. Sarah Nihaima, I probably just butchered her name. That's all right. Who knew him then told CBS he left due to his back injury, which had worsened from surfing and hiking. Friends have told U.S. media he had surgery on his back, and that the background image on an X account believed to belong to Mr. Mangione shows an X-ray of a spine with hardware in it. Oh yeah, so this dude, there's no doubt this dude was probably on pain meds.
Yeah.
At some point. That might not have played a part in what he did, but he was definitely not. He had to have been on pain meds at one point. Because if they're putting hardware in your back, they're putting you on something after.
Yeah.
For sure. Maybe that's what it was, man. Maybe they took away, maybe the insurance cut him off. Maybe that's really what it was. Or maybe he was just crazy. We'll never know.
Right.
Probably.
Well, we will know.
Oh. On a Reddit count, of course this guy was on Reddit. The worst of the worst are on Reddit.
Yeah.
I know because I have a Reddit account.
I do not.
Trust me, you're not missing much. It's a cesspool. But it's pretty funny sometimes. On a Reddit account that appears to be his, he reportedly posted about his struggles with chronic back pain and brain fog. A former roommate, R.J. Martin, told the BBC that while Mr. Mangione never complained, his back pains at times prohibited him from doing many normal things, such as surfing or playing volleyball. Mr. Martin, who eventually lost contact with Mr. Mangione, said that he believed his former friend would have never conceived of hurting someone else. There's no making sense of it, he added. Oh yeah, then a person matching his name and photo had an account on Goodreads, a user-generated generated book review site where he read 2 books about back pain in 2022. One of them called Crooked: Outwitting the Back Pain Industry. He also gave 4 stars to a text called Industrial Society and Its Future by Theodore Kaczynski, also known as the Unabomber Manifesto.
Yes.
Starting in 1978. Oh, that's about Kaczynski. We don't need to know about that. We already know about him.
That's for another episode.
Yeah. That'd be a good episode, actually. In his review, Luigi acknowledged Kaczynski as a violent individual, but also described him as a political revolutionary. Luigi's mother reported him missing in November to San Francisco authorities, telling them that she had not heard from her son since July. After police had began searching for the shooting suspect in Thompson's murder, the missing person report from Mr. Mangione's mother filed was flagged to authorities. New York Police Department Chief of Detectives Joseph Kenney told reporters on Tuesday police contacted Mr. Mangione's mother, who did not identify her son as a suspect, but said it might be something that she could see him doing.
It might be.
Why would your mother say that, dude? If your mother's saying that she thinks you could kill somebody, there's probably something wrong with you. You know?
Right.
Because I don't see a mother saying that unless, you're just like a piece of shit.
Yeah, I don't see my mom.
What?
I don't see my mom saying I might be a killer.
Me either. My mom could hate me, and I still don't think she would say that. That's pretty,
He's even have a GoFundMe page.
Does he?
Yep, it raised over $200,000 before it was taken down.
That's crazy. People donate to that, but won't donate to hurricane relief. Dude, what? That's crazy. We shouldn't have done this episode.
Donate to my relief.
Now I'm just getting angry. The more we talk about this guy, the more angry it's making me. Oh, here's a nice for you. Found a copy of his manifesto.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Then again, this guy has a website that says it's his real manifesto, but who knows what it actually is? So take it with a grain of salt. Well, like pretty much everything I say.
He also suffered from the spina bifida and had Lyme disease.
What the hell is a spina bifida? Spina bifida?
He had an issue with his spine.
And Lyme disease?
Yeah.
Don't you only get that from ticks?
Yeah. I had a friend that had that.
Wait, that's a real thing?
And got bitten by a deer tick.
Oh, I always thought that was just something my mom told me to stay out of piles of leaves. Damn, I gotta call her after this. I owe her an apology.
And spinal bifidus is when your spinal vertebrae slips out of place.
No thanks. That sounds terrible. I got a back problem too. Not to make it all about me or anything, but just saying. I also have back issues, so.
So am I sciatica.
If women want to like obsess over me or whatever, I wouldn't say no. Just saying. Just putting that out there for you, you know. But yeah, let's read this. Let's see what he says in this manifesto. It says, "To the feds, I'll keep this short because I do respect what you do for our country. To save you a lengthy investigation, I state plainly that I wasn't working with anyone. This was a fairly trivial, some elementary social engineering, basic CAD, a lot of patience. The spiral notebook, if present, has some straggling notes and to-do lists that illuminate the gist of it. My tech is pretty locked down because I work in engineering, so probably not much info there. I do apologize for any strife of traumas, but it had to be done. Frankly, these parasites simply had it coming. A reminder, the U.S. has the #1 most expensive healthcare system in the world, yet we rank roughly number 42 in life expectancy. United is the largest company in the U.S. by market cap, behind only Apple, Google, and Walmart. It has grown and grown, but has our life expectancy? No. The reality is they have simply gotten too powerful, and they continue to abuse our country for immense profit because the American public has allowed them to get away with it.
Right.
Obviously, the problem is more complex, but I do not have space, and frankly, I do not pretend to be the most qualified person to lay out the full argument. But many have illuminated the corruption and greed, Rosenthal, Moore, decades ago, and the problems simply remain. It is not an issue of awareness at this point, but clearly power games at play. Evidently, I am the first to face it with such brutal honesty." Those are the writings of a madman,
right.
if you ask me.
But he's right in a way that...
He is. I mean, don't get me wrong. He did make a good point.
Like I said in the beginning, it's no longer health care, it's wealth care.
Yeah.
So we have to make money on sickness.
Yeah. There's profit and panic, too.
Which is another conspiracy.
What?
Well, conspiracy is that they can solve...
Oh, like
diseases,
stuff like cancer and stuff like that, but they don't because there's money in it.
But there's no more Roswell, there's no more St. Jude's.
Yeah, that's why I'm trying to think of what I heard something along those lines once, where they said something about something along the lines of like a cured patient has lost revenue. That's why they'll never cure you 100%, because they need you to keep coming back to fill their pockets. Which, that's what I'm saying. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that the healthcare system isn't broken and isn't corrupt. Of course it is.
Right. Like many other.
Yeah, like anything else pretty much in America. I mean, everything in America is pretty much corrupt. I mean, you know what I mean? Let's be honest.
And he also hated capitalism.
Hey, man. I mean, that was the hardest part for me when I first heard about this. Was because, like, I agree with, like, the main message behind it all. I just don't agree with the way he did it.
Right.
You know what I mean? I don't think anybody deserves to die over it.
Right, because at that moment, he became God.
Yeah.
And I'm going to judge.
Yeah, I agree. I think I don't think we could survive in a society where we are the judge, jury, and executioner. You know what I mean? That's just the way I was always raised. Like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
The system's obviously broken. We know the system's broken. We know the system needs to be fixed, obviously. You know what I mean? But just because you fight against the system and nothing works doesn't mean that you take matters in your own hands.
Right.
You know what I mean? We have to continue fighting every day to make the system better.
Like this.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Get out there. Go start talking to your city leaders, man. Start talking to politicians. You know what I mean? You can't expect the world to just change overnight.
No.
You know what I mean? And I get if in his mind he thought doing this was going to make a change overnight, but I guarantee you it's not. This isn't going to change anything. Because at the end of the day, like we said, these people are still lining their pockets with money.
Right.
So a dead CEO to them is not going to matter. They don't care. They can just find somebody else, prop him up in his place.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's just, it's a very sad, vicious cycle. It's very unfortunate, but, unfortunately, that's the world we live in. But it doesn't mean that it can't get better. Look at the strides we've taken with like men's mental health. Remember when it was never talked about? Now it's talked about. Obviously, we're still not doing enough because, people are still.
There's still that stigma that men got to be tough.
But it's talked about a lot more now than it used to be. Like even athletes are coming out and talking about it now.
Yeah.
That's how you that's how you change shit. Is being at the level where you have some kind of power or something like that and talking about it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's why I tell people all the time. Like, that for me, that's one of the coolest things. Is like obviously there's still a lot more that we have to do, not just for men's mental health, but mental health in general. But we've come a long way since I was a kid. You know what I mean? Or even like my parents were kids. It's a lot better than it was. You know what I mean? It's getting better, but it's not going to happen overnight.
No.
And it's not going to happen by, going out and killing people. And,
No, because now people think it's okay.
Yeah.
And now you're going to have copycat.
And don't get me wrong, I know there's some CEOs out there that are terrible. And, they are pieces of shit and they deserve to, be treated that way. Not killed, obviously, but, not exactly respected either.
Right.
But
CEO
a lot of the
Boeing.
times, a lot of the time it's just people they're kind of just the puppet, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They're the ones who take the brunt of it while behind the scenes, there's actually people back there, pulling the strings. Those are the ones you should be fighting against. Not killing.
Exactly.
Please don't kill anybody.
No.
Please.
You don't condone killing.
Yeah, I don't condone it at all.
Maim and injure, not kill. Okay.
Yeah. Just like Batman beat him up a little bit,
Right.
Like maybe like Robert Pattinson Batman, because I feel like he kind of beat him up a little more than the other Batmans. You ever seen the movie?
Mm-hmm.
He beat the shit out of that dude in the beginning of that movie. That shit was crazy. I just watched it again recently. Super good. I was wrong. I judged it too harshly the first time.
Right. I can't wait till July 11th.
Why?
Superman.
Oh, yeah, yep. You know who's not Superman? Luigi Mangione.
Yes, no.
He's more like the Joker. No, actually, I feel like the Joker's still kind of too cool.
I thought he was Robin Hood.
That's the problem, too, is a lot of people go out and they do stuff like this and they think that, they think they're doing the right thing because of reasons like that.
Or they think they're going to get away with it.
But, why would you go to McDonald's after? That was kind of stupid.
Yeah,
Didn't they say, when they found his backpack or whatever, it had, Monopoly money in it? Isn't that what they said? Or am I reading something wrong?
No, that and he was riding his bike on the subway.
Yeah, I don't know, man. That's a little strange. Speaking of Subway, you hear about what happened? That chick on the Subway? That dude set her on fire while she was sleeping?
Yeah, supposedly there was a cop watching it and didn't do anything. A police officer.
It's crazy, man. Crazy shit. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know about some of these people. Did you see, did you also see, his, Purple Walk picture? Did you see that? Yeah, they had, his Purple Walk picture. They made him look all badass, and you're like, dude, come on, you're not helping the case here. Are you looking it up or you want me to?
I'll
look it up for you. Yeah, they like made him look. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they made it all cool and
We
shit.
see the highly publicized prep walk, escorted by a large number of heavily armed law enforcement officials.
Yeah, look at this. Look at the man that made him look.
Yeah, it looks like he's got like thousands of people behind him.
Yeah. They made him look like kind of badass. And they're like, dude, don't be doing that. That's what everybody was saying. I seen a bunch of people saying that too. Like, they're like, oh, look how cool he looks. He's so badass. And I'm like, I don't know, man. Our definitions of badass might be different.
Yeah, get that one.
Yeah. You know what else is crazy too? Like, it didn't take them long at all. Yeah, it didn't take them long at all. They already put out a documentary about him, like literally 3 days later.
Yeah, there's one on Tubi.
Yeah.
I didn't get a chance to.
It's crazy, bro. Like, what? Like, why are you making documentaries about this guy?
Because it gets views.
Yeah, there's profit and panic.
Yeah.
Oh, here you go. Here's a good one. What magazine? Oh, New York Post. This is a headline from New York Post. I probably shouldn't laugh, but it made me giggle a little. Luigi's unhappy meal. Insurance CEO killer rants outside court after being caught at McDonald's. They called him the Grimace Reaper. Stupid. You know what? That makes me think of something pretty funny. I seen this meme once. You know how like all these killers, they give them such badass names like Night Stalker and stuff like that. People are like, oh, how do you expect there not to be serial killers when you give them such badass nicknames? Maybe if we call them like Small Pee-Pee Killer, people would stop doing it. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's true. The media feeds into it for sure, 100%. They've always been like that. They're like that about everything. They feed in everything. Like, you know, it's just crazy, and it's just, I don't understand it, man. Sorry.
That's right.
My first day back to work. I'm exhausted. I didn't even do anything.
I went into work for a little bit.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Did you love it?
No.
That's unfortunate. Oh, here's a good one. Let's see what this says. How elderly retirees could be Luigi Mangione's ticket to freedom. Elderly retirees could be the key to Luigi Mangione's freedom, prison expert revealed. With a highly anticipated trial on the horizon. Dude, what are you doing, man? Come on. Sorry, this article had like 15 ads pop up. Can't see nothing. Hold on.
Yeah, I noticed.
I got it.
When I was doing research.
Yeah, the Ivy League graduate pleaded not guilty to 11 counts. Hold on. Yeah, with the Wall Street Prison Consultants founder Larry Levine shared how he believes the situation will unfold for the 26-year-old. Levine, who served 10 years in prison, told The Sun he'll never be found guilty. Who primarily uses health care? Older people. Who gets turned down for procedures in health care, primary care? Older people. Who primarily sits on a jury? Older people. This is no longer about what Luigi did. It's about the healthcare system. Retirees are less likely to have valid excuses such as employment or child care responsibilities, which exclude them from serving on a jury. Mangione supporters have been rallying behind him at court appearances, with many bearing signs that advocate for his freedom. One sign said, "Murder for profit is terrorism. Free Luigi." The guy's death, what was the guy's name? Brian Thomas?
Mm-hmm.
His death has become a lightning rod for people who say they are fed up with the American healthcare industry, regardless of age. Nicholas Zimudo, 33, was one of the demonstrators in front of the Lower Manhattan courthouse, where Mangione had his arraignment on December 23rd, holding a sign reading, "United States healthcare stole my livelihood. Prosecute malicious profiteers." He explained to ABC that he had suffered from a similar back injury to Mangione's. He told the outlet, "I guess a lot of it kind of resonated with me in regards to pain and not getting help with the healthcare system. I think murder is obviously wrong, but it did bring us to a point we needed to get to." Levine predicted that prosecutors will waste years trying to convict Mangione, but in the end, he will be found not guilty by reasons of insanity. Would a normal person have done that? No. So he really is cuckoo. So what they'll do is find him not guilty by reasons of insanity, and they'll do something called a civil commitment, he told the publication. A civil commitment means that a judge is able to order an individual to be involuntarily admitted to a psychiatric institution. He continued, "Now the case has taken on a whole new life because it's not going to be about the murder. That's why this whole thing is going to be convoluted. He won't be found guilty. They'll retry him. He won't be found guilty, and they'll just do a civil commitment. I guarantee it. Aside from those who feel passionately about the healthcare industry, others have shown their support for Mangione solely based on his appearance, gushing over him on social media. Need him bad," one user posted on X alongside photos of smiling Mangione. Another user who has posted a series of pro-Mangione messages and photos on the platform said, and I quote, "Good luck finding 12 jury members that don't want to fuck him." All right. Added another commenter, "Luigi Mangione's got the full package. Free him." Mangione's next court appearance is set for February 21st, but he's planned to appear in federal court in January 18th. He has yet to enter a plea for his 4 federal charges, which were brought upon him on December 19th. It's crazy the amount of people that are just outside. Oh, look, funny enough, people online have actually been comparing Luigi Mangione to Superman. Crazy. Luigi Mangione allegedly conducted and carefully premeditated and targeted execution of Brian Thomas to incite national debates. FBI New York Field Office Assistant Director James Dennehy said in a statement announcing the charges. We already went over the charges. Mangione is being held at Brooklyn's Metropolitan Department or Detention Center alongside disgraced rapper Sean Diddy Combs. Oh, there's a name we haven't heard in a while. Better get that baby oil. He was arrested on December 9th in Altoona, Pennsylvania, McDonald's after a 5-day manhunt. That's crazy. I can't believe somebody really said, "Good luck finding jurors that don't want to fuck them." Like, damn, dog, you messed up in the head. That's crazy. What do you think about all this, Yoder?
It's a mess. It just sets the wrong precedents. Like, what is the CEO of Boeing next? Do we start taking out doctors?
Yeah. Listen, man, don't be giving Reddit no ideas, all right? We don't want this linking back to us. We just got here, okay? We don't want to ruin it.
Right.
But I get what you're saying, though, Like, if, we started a CEO, like you said, where does it go next?
Right.
Because, like you said, there's more than likely going to be people out there that are going to at least, if not succeed, they're at least going to try to copycat what he does. You know what I mean? Like, who are they going to go after next? You know what I mean? It's scary to think about that we could just be, walking down a street somewhere and accidentally get caught in the crossfire
Exactly.
of them trying to take out somebody. That's what I think too. Is like they don't understand. Like, what if somebody else was there with him that night when he did that? You gonna kill them too?
Right.
You know what I mean? I don't know.
No, his family could have been with him.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It's a scary world,
Yes.
and it's only getting scarier.
Yes. Recent events. You can't enjoy New Year's Eve. You can't. But then again, you can't be a hermit either.
Yeah. I think a lot of people get stuck in that idea, like they feel like they only have the two options, like go out and fear for my life or stay in the house and just live at least then I'll be in some kind of safety. But
Right.
you can't live like that, you know what I mean?
Right.
You can't go outside every day fearing that something's gonna happen here, because at the end of the day we're all gonna die eventually. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Just hope it's not at the hands of somebody.
Right. We all can't live to 100.
Dick Van Dyke might get there though. He's getting close.
Right.
He might get there.
We should probably take a moment of silence for President Carter.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Okay. They actually told us today at work that we get next Thursday off as a holiday because they're burying him.
So do we.
Crazy.
But it's my day off.
Yeah.
So I get an extra day off.
Well, I gotta work, so I'm gonna be off. Can't wait. I mean, obviously, I don't want to,
Right.
I'd rather just have a day off, not have a day off for that reason. But sure, I'll
Correct.
take it. You ain't gonna hear me complain.
But
that's crazy though. How old was he?
100.
I wouldn't even want to live to 100, man. What are you doing? You're 100.
If you look like
Just
him, I
waste
don't
away.
know if I want to live to 100 because he doesn't look. He doesn't look like he's having fun.
What was he like when you were president? You were alive, right?
Huh?
You were alive when he was
Yeah, I was
president.
little. I was like 4 or 5.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say like 40.
No.
Oh, sorry, Yoda. I had to make an old man joke because Chop's not here. I had to do it for him. Sorry, bud.
It's all right.
Okay. But yeah, a lot of people. Obviously, I don't know much about him, but I heard not a very good president. I heard good dude, not a very good president.
Right.
I heard he did a lot better when he was out of the White House.
Yeah, that's what he's most noted for, the stuff he did out.
Hey, man. As long as you're doing good shit, I guess, right?
Right. Can't all be Reagan's.
Dad loves Reagan. It's like his favorite president, probably. You know my favorite president is? George Washington. Because he's American as fuck.
Yes.
Just like me.
And Lincoln.
And Lincoln. Because he's a badass. Yeah, man. So, yeah, that's it, I guess. That's the story of Luigi Mangione. Please do not come for us in the comments of this video.
We don't support.
We picked a very good controversial topic to start for our first YouTube, so it's very exciting. Not really, but we're gonna get canceled immediately.
Yes.
I could see it next week. I'm gonna be on Reddit, and there's gonna be a whole Reddit page about us. Who are these guys? Go after them next. They side with the billionaires. Those fuckers. They're not like us. Yeah. So, oh yeah, real quick before we go, I do want to mention something real quick. I want to mention my Letterboxd. I wasn't going to just because I didn't watch as many movies as other people did this year, but I caved and I ended up making a top 10 of the year list. So I'm gonna just go through them real quick. Granted, 3 of these did not come out in 2024, but they're 3 movies that I didn't see until 2024 finally. But number 1, I went with The Substance. Anybody who's seen that movie, you know why. That was an experience for sure. That movie messed me up. Number 2, I went with The Black Phone. Ethan Hawke. Great
Yes,
movie.
great. They're going to make another one, right?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know how, but yeah, great one. 3, obviously, Deadpool and Wolverine. Movie was huge. It's everything I wanted. I cried a little. Tears of
Yes.
happiness.
Yes,
Number 4, I went with Hitman, Netflix original, Gwen Powell. Great movie. Number 5, another Netflix original that came completely out of nowhere, Rebel Ridge. Great
I've
movie.
not.
Highly recommend if you've never seen that. Number 6, I went with Snack Shack. Really good, very good coming of age movie. I really enjoyed it. Number 7, finally watched Prisoners with Hugh Jackman and Jake Gyllenhaal. Maybe one of the best movies I've ever seen in my life. It was fantastic. I'm mad it took me this long to finally see it, but it was so good. Number 8, Turbo Kid. You ever seen Turbo Kid?
No.
Fantastic. Oh my god, it's so much fun. It's a great movie. It came out in like early 2010s, I think. Great movie though. This one's gonna make a lot of people mad. The only reason this one's so low on my list is only because I didn't watch it until like December. Number 9, I got Wicked. Phenomenal movie, man. That movie blew me away. It was so good. I'm not even like really into movies like that, but they killed it. Yeah, it was great. Both the leads, Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo, they got killer voices, man. They for sure killed it. And then number 10, I went with Sonic 3. Finally seen that. It's fantastic. Somehow they just keep getting better. It was great. Had a really fun time with it. But yeah, man, it was 2024 was a good year for me on Letterboxd.
Yes.
I watched a lot of. I think I ended up watching like 60 movies in total, so it's not too bad. Because I didn't get started until like April. I didn't get it. Well, actually, I started in April, but I didn't actually get like a full-fledged Letterboxd account until like probably June, July, probably. So that's not bad. But hoping to get even more in the new year, hopefully.
Yes. Speaking of the new year, one of our biggest fans is getting married, and had asked me to officiate it.
Yeah, Yoder.
So I am officially ordained now.
Yeah, my man. Give me a pound, brother.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
you know
those
what?
listening,
We can only do this now because Chop's not here, so it will ring true. Minister brothers.
yes.
Both ordained. Let's start doing some double weddings in the new year, man. You know? Let's do it. Let's ordain some weddings.
That's right.
Let's call up Ashley, tell her to annul her marriage and get remarried, and let us do it.
We can do that.
We'll do it together.
Yes.
Double priests. That'd be badass. We'll ride in on like a llama or something, That'd be sick. That'd be bad. I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll brainstorm.
With red Solo cups.
Yeah, dude. It'd be sick.
Back.
But yeah, man. Congratulations to you.
Well, thank you.
I don't think he could have picked a better guy to do it for him.
Thank you. That means a lot.
Other than me, but that's okay. I'll let you have this one.
I was pretty taken aback. I'm like, for real?
I did my cousin's in October. Great. It was great. It was really fun. I had a good time. Me and her were actually just talking about it the other day. Because I told her, I said, I appreciate you guys trusting me enough to be able to be the one to do it. It was nice, man.
Yeah.
It's nice to be able to like during it, you're not really feeling it, but afterwards, you're like, holy shit, like these people are married right now, and it's because of me. You know what I mean? Like that, it feels good. It's great. It's a great feeling for sure. I'm hoping more people start hitting me up about doing it, because I love to do it.
Hope I don't cry through the whole
awesome.
thing.
What?
I said, I hope I don't cry through the whole thing.
I didn't, thank God. I told my cousin's husband I'd never met his parents before, and I asked him beforehand. I said, what are your parents like? Are like they cool? And he's like, yeah. But he's like, don't really do anything like too crazy. He's like, my dad will, So I'm like, oh, I guess that ruins my big plan. He's like, what? I was like, after I announced you guys husband and wife, I said, when she goes to kiss you, I was gonna grab you and kiss you instead. And he's like, no, please don't do that. And I was like, oh, okay, that's fair. I get it. But yeah, man, I'm You got anything else to say?
No.
Really? Yeah, I think we're good. I think we're gonna wrap it up. But
we don't have to be like Chop, like 15 minutes to wrap it up.
Yeah. It's funny that he doesn't like the Lord of the Rings movies because he takes about as long as those movies to say goodbye.
Yes.
But yeah, I guess that's it for us. First day in the new studio, very excited.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll let you guys know. Obviously, we'll post episode whenever it goes up.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, very excited. Want to give a quick shout out again to Rich for, letting us join the studio and, hooking us up over here. I'm very excited to see it. I might cry a little. Just kidding. No, when I'm a man. But yeah, all right. Well,
that's a wrap.
That's a wrap, folks.